In the fall of 2022, we set out as a church on a journey together that we called Uncharted. God had been growing our church, and He was calling us to step out into new territory in our faith. We engaged in a 5-week series together where we looked at the life of Abraham and asked God to lead us into uncharted territory as we learned to fully obey whatever He asked us to do. Many people took steps of faith in their journey, including many who made faith-filled commitments to generosity to help advance the mission of grace by making room for more people. The mission of grace is to inspire and equip people to know and follow Jesus. From the very beginning of Grace Fellowship, the heart of the church has always been to reach those who don't yet know Christ and help them experience Him and learn to follow Him. We believe that as long as there are people who don't yet know Jesus, our mission isn't complete. To continue to advance the mission, we knew we needed to make more room for people here at Grace by expanding and renovating parts of our current facility. We needed more room for our kids' ministries and student ministries, as well as a bigger lobby and auditorium. In order to create the space we need to advance the mission of grace, we realized we needed to break this project into 2 phases. So when we embarked on the Uncharted journey in 2022, our goal was to financially support the Phase 1 expansion project, which consists of mostly kids space and additional lobby space and relocating our student ministry to the main building. Well, in 2023, great progress was made toward our financial goal as God continued to grow our church. In fact, it continued to grow at a rate that no one could have anticipated, which led us to begin asking God how we needed to adjust our strategy to align with His plan. We felt we needed to get to Phase 2 faster, so last fall we expanded our journey into New Horizons, which is a 2-year generosity initiative that will go through December of 2025. The primary goal of our Uncharted New Horizons initiative was 100% engagement, because we believe if everyone who calls Grace their church fully engages with what God is doing here, their faith will grow and God will grow His church. As we launched our New Horizons initiative, we studied the early followers of Jesus in the book of Acts to see what they did to advance God's mission. And we saw how they positioned themselves to experience God's power, which led to thousands believing in Jesus each day. Talk about explosive growth. Last year, we asked God what steps He wanted us to take to position ourselves personally to be part of advancing His mission here at Grace. As a result, many people made faith-filled commitments to generosity for the first time. Many renewed and even expanded their initial commitment to include an additional year of expanded giving. And there were many who increased their commitment as God had increased their faith. We've been able to see God continue to move in ways here at Grace that can only be described by saying, God is doing it. In the last 3.5 years, we've seen over 600 people go public with their faith through baptism. The number of people serving each week here at Grace has more than doubled, and hundreds of families and individuals have begun giving to Grace for the first time. There are more people in life groups than ever before here at Grace, and people continue to invite friends and family members and co-workers and neighbors to experience God here at Grace for themselves. And as a result, we have seen the average attendance almost double since 2021. These are exciting statistics because they represent faith steps that people are taking in their journey with Christ. They represent what it looks like to advance the mission of grace. As the construction has been progressing, it has been exciting to see the changes weekly as they've begun renovating the lobby and the pre-K areas, and the new addition is beginning to take shape. At this midpoint in the New Horizons journey, we don't want to get complacent and rest, but we want to press in to God and ask Him to grow and strengthen our faith even more as we continue to reach more people for His kingdom. We are asking God to provide all the space we need to continue to advance His mission for the church. So, for the next few weeks, we're going to look at the story of Nehemiah in a series that we're calling Unfinished. God used Nehemiah to step into a situation that was unfinished and was detrimental to the survival of Jerusalem. We're going to see how he responded when God called him out of the ordinary to do something extraordinary. Grace, our journey is unfinished, and we have an opportunity to join together to do something extraordinary. I want to invite you to engage in what God is doing here by praying through how He may want you to engage this next year as we finish out the New Horizons initiative. For those who are new to Grace, please know there isn't any expectation or pressure on you to give. However, if you feel led, we would love for you to join us on this journey. For some, that means making a one-year commitment to expanded generosity. For some, that may mean giving for the first time or the first time consistently. For those who have already made commitments, I want to encourage you to renew your commitment and finish strong this next year. Now, there are some that God is asking you to increase your commitment for this final year. It's my prayer that all of us who are part of the Grace family would continue to pursue God and fully follow Him on this journey to new horizons in our faith. I pray that He'll take us to higher heights in our kingdom impact and challenge us to deeper levels of compassion and lead us to experience His power and His love in us and through us as we continue to advance the mission of grace. I'm blown away by all that God has done, and it has been an amazing journey so far, but God's not done yet. And I'm confident that God, who started a good work in us, will be faithful to complete it.